Hi, good morning. Welcome to the second episode of Slow Brew Sunday. And I just woke up, just brushed my teeth, having my biggest mug of coffee. Literally, that's it. And to be honest, really felt good after my first episode. And it's very difficult to explain, but it felt like there was something in my mind and that was bothering me for so long. Putting out as a video and putting out for the world, it just felt better. It felt like, a therapy. And therapy reminds me one day after all this, there was a sudden feeling that I had where nothing made sense. My son was recovering, of course, after discharge. He was on medicines, and all his activities were restricted, but everything was coming back to normal. But what happened was, I was kind of stuck there in the hospital ICU room, and even though physically I was back at home, and whatever I was doing, I was just doing it because I had to do it. I was not enjoying anything, and the whole point of having a purpose was missing. So basically, there are so many things that I actually enjoy doing. For example, walking my dog. I look forward to that, the morning walks and the night walks. But what suddenly happened was all these things became chores, and one after the other started piling up. I did not feel like cooking anything, and the amount of um, responsibilities that came upon me were exponentially high after the discharge. So it just felt like I'm not getting any time for myself. Even going to the washroom felt like I'm on a timer. Literally, it was because my son, I understand where those emotions were coming from because he was all scared and he wouldn't leave me even for a minute. So as soon as I go to the washroom, he'll start banging the door and he'll say, "When you'll come out, when will you come out?" I'm alone, even though he's not alone. So even the restroom visits used to feel so, full of emotions for me. And all of a sudden, there was this uh, big cloud of emotion that I knew was about to burst. And I, and me being me, I did not share this with anyone. So I just thought this is normal and it's going to pass. 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. So this happened for 7 days. And the seventh day is when AI, Claude, suggested that, I have reached a depression stage where if I'm not harming myself, that is a good sign. But it did give me helpline numbers, and it said that I should take a therapy. And again, to be honest, for me, therapy always felt like the last resort. I have never taken a therapy, and I always thought therapy is for people who cannot handle themselves. And I have always thought of myself as a strong person. And then the same day, I was talking to one of my good friends. We just talk occasionally, not like friends who talk daily. But this person suggested me therapy is like dating. So you have to get a good match, and until you get a good match, they keep changing your therapist, and it's like an algo that has to click. And this person, they had taken the therapy long back. Uh, they did not like the online session, so they suggested if it's possible, go for an offline, actual in-person therapy. Again, for me, stepping out of the house was a big thing. I could not even imagine that going out, number one, and going out for a therapy to meet a therapist. So that just felt like a far-fetched dream for me, and I just dropped that plan, to be honest. But this person, they wished me good luck, and they said that the thing that you need right now is not a therapy. It feels like you need a hug. And I don't know, like, was it the console part that I was looking for? But that night passed, and Then what happened was exactly the way I spoke everything to Claude AI, I just thought of doing the same thing to every single person I meet on the street, in the house, in the society, everywhere. Even to the drivers, to the Uber drivers and the security guards, everyone. And I started seeing a pattern. I just started talking about my grief and my sadness all of a sudden, which I was not, because I am an opposite person. I never talk about my grief and my emotions at all. My friends who know me, I've never spoken about my negative or my internal issues. But I just started doing that all of a sudden. And to be honest, you wouldn't believe, I started feeling good. And all of a sudden, the auto drivers and the Uber drivers that I'm traveling with started becoming my friends who are strangers. But I am able to talk about my issues openly. And that is when things changed, to be honest. And I understood that I have to meet new people. I have to get out of the house, force myself to do that in order to get myself out of the situation that I'm in. What happens was at home when I was sitting, this was the only thing that I was thinking about my son, the ICU episode, the hospital visits, the doctor counseling, every single thing, and it just was going in the loop. So I just started doing one thing. There are so many things that I always wanted to do, but again, there was this thing that I wanted to do, but I did not have a proper space or the environment to do that, and it was baking. So I started. I had looked up for a good baking institute here in Bangalore, and I joined. I had enrolled myself, but I couldn't go because of this. I started going for my baking classes, and it was only on Saturdays, but it did make a lot of difference. So I could see myself transition from that stage. First day when I went, I was not talking to anyone, my batchmates, even though they were coming and introducing themselves and they were asking me questions. I was just like us answering the bare minimum, and I was not interested in making friends or socializing at all. But then, slowly by evening, I kind of eased into the process and I started looking forward to every weekend, which is every Saturday for that. So now I have like a few people in the baking institute in my class that I actually talk to. I share my ideas, my recipes, and I ask what their recipes are and how things are at home, if they're doing this for business or home bakery, all those things. But that actually makes sense because the 6 to 7 hours when I was in the baking institute, I was just thinking about baking things and learning new recipes and learning things about the flour, the milk, eggs, and butter, and so many different things that I didn't know. And it was keeping my mind off from all the stress that I usually have at home. So I'm really happy with that right now because I have learned few recipes, but more than learning the recipes, the process is what I'm enjoying. So I wake up in the morning, I do all the morning chores, I walk my dog, I take an Uber. Usually, auto is what I prefer. I don't know why. It just feels very good in the morning. The wind, the breeze to hit on my face. So I reach there, do my baking. Before that, even before I reach my baking class, I order a chai and some savory item. It's mostly veg puff or bun maskam. And even before my chef comes, I just have some food and then we'll start baking. It's just like a team project. It's really fun. And the chefs there are so talented. My God, I am going to share a few pictures if possible. But that is a very good experience and something that I'm looking forward to every week. Other than that, I mean, I think this is a kind of therapy people would say, unless you disagree. Because therapy is mostly what I've understood is talking to people, talking to strangers about your feelings and trying to get over it or understand your feelings and be in a better place. So there was another thing that I always wanted to do but really struggled. So that was gardening. My mom, she's very good at it. So she's here. She's been here for last 1.5 months, and she's helping me set up a garden, a kitchen garden, and then she helped me sow some seeds, flowering seeds, and there are some ornamental leaves and flowers, and it looks good, to be honest. I don't know how long the flowers and leaves are going to stay. Of course, they're going to be there. They're going to go away, but right now everything looks good, and that's what we live for, right? So even if it's for 5 to 10 minutes, if I go to the balcony, it makes me good. It just, I have understood one thing, that making me feel good it's not a process that would be for infinity. It is an episode that comes and goes, and that's the best part. Only if we enjoy the good part will we understand the sorrow or sadness. So, since I went through all this sorrow and grief, I am able to appreciate all these things. Even a small a cat, or I would say a small hibiscus flower that I can see out of my window right now, it's always been there. But now it has a new meaning because I'm noticing it. And it's very easy to be ungrateful of things unless you understand their value. And I think gardening is something that has always been my go-to. But to be honest, growing indoor plants in an apartment, it doesn't work. To be honest, I've tried it for last 4 5 years. Now, the reason why I couldn't grow it in the balcony was we travel a lot, and when we travel, it's for 2 to 3 weeks, and the plants are not going to survive without that. So my mom is like, let it happen whenever till the day you are at home. Let just water the plants, and whenever you go, just think about it at that time. Right now, just enjoy whatever you see. Oh, there's another exciting thing that I've started working on. So that's a new project that I'm working on. It's a personal project, but it is under the branch of the Vidya show. So something that I've never done, but I think um, there are a lot of people who are looking for something like that. I cannot tell a lot about that, but right now it's kind of a product that I'm working on, and I'm doing right now. It's in the research phase. I'm hoping to get it out by, let's say, end of next month, maybe. But again, that is another exciting thing. So I feel something that is new would be exciting if our lives are revolving around the same thing forever. So even if people who haven't gone through sorrow or sadness like this, but people who do the same thing over and over again. It could be people going for work. They go in the morning, come back in the evening. The work is done, the day is over, and it happens Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, and then Sunday is for all the weekly chores. So those people, and people who are actually at home taking care of the house, taking care of the kids, they are doing the same thing every day. So even for them, therapy is something that is needed. So the reason why we say therapy is needed is because we feel that depression is coming, or depression has come upon us. And depression is nothing but not having a purpose in life, and all of us need a purpose in life, right? We have such a beautiful life. If we don't have that purpose to survive, the purpose to live, the purpose to even go to sleep and wake up next day, there's no point to um, having all the things that we already have, right? So the purpose can never be just one thing. We cannot have one purpose in life. And that is what I realized, because we always say, oh, I don't know what my purpose in life is. But life is a big thing to even talk about. Let's talk about what is your purpose for today, or what is the purpose, what is my purpose for this week. That is something I personally feel would help all of us go through whatever phase in life we are. And to be honest, whatever you're going through is temporary, And believe me, you're going to see better days, and you have seen better days. So that hope, that trust is something that you need to have in yourself. And again, hold on to whatever anchor that you have, and mm, and just wait for the timing, and just don't give up. So the purpose is not purpose of life, it's more of a small purpose that you have to look for, even for that day. So I think, yeah, this is what I've had for this week. And there's so many things that I want to share, but I know this video is already more than 16 minutes. Talking about my life, it feels good, but I don't know how it would feel to people who are listening, because to be honest, right now I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos because it doesn't feel. I'm not able to connect to any of those people I used to follow. But I know, when I was pregnant and I had just delivered my baby, there were so many people I used to follow, and I used to love when they used to talk about their life and they used to share some clips about their life. But to be honest, the things that I said, I don't have clips. I might have pictures, but I'll try to put as many pictures as I can, so that you can understand um, what and how my purpose in life is coming up, and how these things are right now. So leave me a comment if you can relate, and I'll share more of my life updates. So see you next weekend. Bye bye.